From ghosting to situationships, dating apps to DMs, Gen Z is redefining love in ways no generation before has. But is it all fun and games, or are relationships now more complicated than ever? To unpack the messiness of modern love, we have two guests who know their way around love and laughter. Our first guest, Anish Gawande, a champion for queer rights and political representation. He founded Pink List India, India's first archive of queer-friendly politicians. He's the national spokesperson of the NCP, Sharad Pawar faction, and a prominent advocate for LGBTQ+ rights in India. Then we have Ronak Rajani, one of India's sharpest comedians. Ronak is known for his hilarious takes on dating, relationships, and modern Indian society. His stand-up sets often focus on love, heartbreak, and the awkward realities of Gen Z romance, making him the perfect panelist for this discussion. Give it up for both our guests, Anish and Ronak. A louder cheer, guys. Is it the first time you guys are meeting here? Lovely. Hello. Please have a seat.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, Anish. A very warm welcome to NDTV Yuva. Please have a seat.
I just want to begin by saying I know that it looks
No
bad.
cuss words, please.
It looks a little bad that I'm not as dressed as you guys are. But the topic that was given was not Russia-Ukraine war.
But I think you're representing a lot of Gen Zs here, so...
But Gen Z relationships, which is why I thought this was okay. So please pardon me for not wearing a suit.
But actually, let's...
Listen, I also had no idea of this topic. Otherwise, I would not be sitting on stage with a comedian talking about love as a politician. You're really going to get me cancelled today.
But are you okay talking about love, relationships?
I'm very
as a
happy
politician?
talking about love.
Yeah,
That's
don't worry.
how
You're
we're
a
breaking-
politician. I'm the comic. I'm going to get cancelled. You're good.
Correct, that's true. I just promise that my party will not be the one breaking your house.
We'll find out.
But at the end of it,
For
we'll
now.
see both of them in a debate, in a TV debate by the end of this.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's start, I think, talking about the generation. Which generation do you most identify with?
I'm a millennial. What are you?
I'm also a millennial, but on the cusp. I'm 1996, but I identify as a baby boomer. I've just started learning how to use Instagram.
Oh,
yeah.
really? That's good.
That's why I asked, what do you identify as when it
Yeah.
comes to generation?
Oh, okay. I didn't think too much about what I identify as. So you're saying that like you're...
I would
identify
really
a
like
little
to be
more
in the
un-
1970s. You know, I really
1970s?
enjoy this sort of slow pace of life. I would like to go for a cup of tea.
Oh,
Less
correct.
political
Who
parties.
You know,
Yeah.
correct. You know,
Oh, when you guys were in power?
when you earn
Yeah, for sure.
nostalgia for the future.
Love it. So we're talking relationships, okay? We'll also come to you. We'll have your questions. All of you are young here, I'm sure, battling your relationship issues. So we'll, of course, have those addressed. But before that, do you think Gen Z relationships are any different? Because we, see all, like, hear all of this noise कि इन लोगों ने ये बिगाड़ दिया, ये orbiting or slow fading और ये क्या-क्या ले आए हैं. Do you think it's any different, or it's just like...
I don't know what slow fading is apart from a haircut I get. I don't know what orbiting is either. What are these things? Do you know what these
No,
things
this
are?
is the point.
Yeah,
They're different
that's-
because you can't
look,
keep up.
Yeah, the 1970s never had
The
these things.
1970s were great.
What are these things? Could you tell us?
Slow fading is when you want to end the relationship, but you do it gradually. And
Okay,
orbiting
okay.
is when I don't want to talk to you and I don't want the relationship to keep going, but I'm still hovering there. I'm around. That's why orbiting.
Oh.
But do you think
okay,
we also used to resort to these things, but we didn't have terms? Or you
Yeah,
think...
of course. And
I think what definitely has changed things, though, is that the volume of people you date today is very different from the volume of people you used to date earlier.
Wow,
You know,
this-
today, like
this-
so many people are dating so many people. So
you're making
this
fun of
happens
the
very
industrial
quickly.
revolution
But
of
it's
dating.
really true. What are these apps? You
yeah.
can swipe through thousands of people in a day if you buy the
true.
premium version.
Yeah, but isn't that good as well? But what do you think of dating apps? That was going to be my next question. Thanks for that transition. But do you think dating apps are cool, or...
Yeah, why not? I'm sure. I've actually never been on a dating app. My wife and I met because we were in college. But I think that whoever I've spoken to always feels like meeting in the real world, like meeting because of life, sticks harder than meeting because of an algorithm. Because the algorithm set you up so you feel like, okay, or aayenge.
You're spoiled for choices.
Yeah,
No, but I was a very big fan of dating apps. Then I joined politics. The first thing I was told is you cannot be on a dating app. So I chose to be on
Can't you be
national
on like
television.
those? Can't you be on one of those premium ones where only like
Where there are
affluent
four, where there
or
are four
famous-
other people in this country.
Correct.
no, where I mean apps where there are famous people.
There are only 4 of them in this country. Well, price bhi zara high hai na.
Ah.
So, I mean, I think for the previous generation, you didn't have a dating app to find out who were the hot singles in your area. You had to go to your examination center during boards.
What are you saying?
And you were like, okay, these are the good-looking people my age. Hopefully, I'll meet them at another time. Because I can't talk to them while I'm asking for supplements.
Right.
But I'll also say this, shadis are the new dating apps. Because, you're right. This algorithm is really terrible. They've always been the dating apps. But as a politician, you get to go for a lot of shadis. So this loss of dating apps is compensated by the amount of shadis that you have to go for.
Shadis?
The events.
Weddings. Because that's why you're meeting like 5,000 people at one time.
Okay, so you're saying that the dating apps are causing the shadis?
No, the dating apps are not causing the shadis, but the shadis are causing dating apps to go out of fashion.
Okay. Got it.
So basically what you used to do, extra sheet please, is happening here.
Extra plate, please.
Extra plate, please. But
At the cost of the bread and fruit.
But in the queer space, when you go to the events, you think it's as open friendly in like political space that we are in?
It's a strange thing. When I started working in politics, I'd just come back from New York. I had sort of started working for Milind Devra, who told me, what's the problem if you're out and in New York, just come back and run my campaign. And then he sent me off to rural Maharashtra. And I was on the campaign trail for 6 months across like various parts of the state. And my biggest challenge was I didn't have a wardrobe. So this had to be invented because I was like, not dressing for Indian politics at all. So even now, the jacket goes off and I become Netaji. The jacket comes on, I become NDTV panelist.
Right.
So, so you have to really...
Shapeshifter.
You have to be a shapeshifter when you're working in politics. Of course there is
When
an
this
acceptance.
t-shirt gets off, I go to jail.
But going back to the terms we discussed, you also have things like situationship. Do you think this generation is commitment phobic, or it's just that they have a term for everything and that's why we kind of are able to pinpoint it on them that, this is what you guys are doing or this is what you guys have been up to? Do you think they are commitment phobic?
Could I say something? I think whatever I have noticed, I feel like for the newer generation, can I say SEX on TV?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. Woo!
Cut me out
So
of the frame.
I feel like for the newer generation, it is like sex is not the serious part. Having to have an intimate conversation is the serious part of the relationship. Whereas the previous generation was like, we'll have intimate conversations, but then when we have sex, that means we're really
into it.
Yeah, we're really committed to this.
So I think the pyramid is basically
I feel like
inverted here.
Yeah, I feel like the flippant priorities. I feel like they're like, okay, yeah, we can meet people, we can have sex, and then we don't need to get along great. I'll just, I'll reject you because I know I can meet someone else.
Sure, I'll hear his answer as well. But meanwhile, you guys think of a question because I'm going to keep getting questions in between from you guys. We'd love to hear you. Do you think they're commitment phobic?
No, I think the challenge is, I agree with you, right? That the moral compass has been sort of not just inverted.
There's no
but
morality in this.
No, not morality, as in like the idea of what is serious or not, or the values that you sort of associate with a relationship have not been inverse. I would say they've been splintered, right? So across the board, you have more freedom to choose what's important to you and what's not. So the challenge also is that you're finding it very difficult to find somebody who shares the same beliefs as you do, because you're living in a much freer world today. You're allowed to sort of think of a relationship as one that you want to make yours.
You can have your own definition.
You can have your own definition. So it's making it harder, but it's also making it more fun. I think it's honestly better for people that they get to choose what they want their relationships to be instead of fitting into some box that they were told to earlier.
Yeah, I think the whole thing about making a decision is scary, right? It's scary, right, to make a decision. Like, everyone's heard a story about someone's grandfather who sold a piece of land for 40 rupees and now it's 4,000 crore rupees, right? So the whole fear is, what if I make this decision and then I realize when I'm 85 that my grandchildren hate me because I made this decision? You know what I'm saying?
And when the choices increase, that's even harder.
Yeah.
Like when you're a politician, if you have 40 other candidates against you, your job is much harder. And the job of the voter is also harder because you're sort of like piecing together 40 candidates. When you had only 4 and you were told that arranged marriage, this is the person you have to marry, you have option A, B, C, D, the choice was easier. So when you're faced with these many choices, the sort of opportunity cost of choosing one and sacrificing the other becomes so high that people are sort of not deciding.
It's like,
Go ahead.
sorry, it just occurred to me. It's like maybe 20 years ago, there were like 4 great mutual funds that everyone put money in. And now you're like, which one should I do? What one? Which is the correct one? And then you end up not putting your money in any of them for the whole year. So you don't get any interest. And I guess that's what it could be like.
Let's take one question, and meanwhile, I had a follow-up question from you, Anish. Do you think you pay a price because you talk about your relationship and you talk about queer rights, and there, I mean, on some day you're also going to a rural space where there's probably no sensitization. I mean, I'm just assuming. But
You have to just go ahead and do it. You have to.
But do you think you have to
say
pay a
that-
price as a politician?
I think the price that you have to pay will be known in the years to come, but I'm very grateful to be surrounded by incredible people in politics, right? My boss is a woman, Supriya Sule. She's incredibly progressive. She's been a firm backer of my work and has always said that
She's getting a
your
lot of
sexuality
appreciation
doesn't
for
matter.
posting picture with Kangana Ranaut as well.
She is.
You're like,
But
wow,
that's
what
it,
a...
right? You're not political enemies. You're sort
Yeah.
of political opponents.
Collaborators.
I think the fun part is that you get to upset the room that you're in. You get to shake it up, and you get to get people to rethink what a politician looks like. And that's been more exciting than sort of staying in the closet or not breaking the mold and doing the same old things that people have done for the last century. This is harder, 100%, but also more exciting.
Of
Yo,
course.
that's so nice of you to say, man.
Yeah,
Touch
thanks
wood,
for
bro.
doing that for
Touch
us.
wood, bro.
Let's go to this gentleman in white shirt and take his question. Can we get him a mic? Or actually, we can hear you in case... Okay, we have a mic. Please start with your name and then who the question is for.
My name is Harsh, and actually this is a question like I have a very good friend, so I'm asking for him.
Friend.
Yes. So how do you manage like a long distance relationship?
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Did one
This guy is
6
in a
years,
trouble.
don't manage it.
Long distance is tough.
Are you going
no?
to call your friend when it's morning in America and let him know the answer? How do you manage a long distance?
Yeah, who wants to take this?
I did one for many years. I would not recommend it. So I'm the wrong person to ask.
Yeah,
this
even I won't
question to.
recommend it. It's a bad situation to be in. What do you think, Ronak?
Yo, sometimes my wife thinks that I'm too close in her proximity. I've heard from her that she thinks long distance is not a bad idea.
Do you live in the same house?
Huh?
Do you live in the same house? This is the new sort
Yeah.
of long distance.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
A lot of couples now, even after getting married, live in separate houses.
Yeah, there's
So
a
they
term
spend a
for
lot of
this.
time
Please don't
together.
give my wife
So
this
this is-
idea. I'm
bills are
I'm
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
emotionally
term for this,
codependent.
but yeah, it's quite a new trend.
It's becoming a new trend. I'm like, wow, this is... Why would you pay double the rent? I thought that's the reason you get married.
Yeah, actually. But I don't mind like separate rooms. I'm not married, but do you think that works? Like separate like wardrobe?
Look, I'm the clingiest guy there is. Okay?
Of course, we know that.
They asked me to come in last night for the flight. I said I'm taking the morning flight and going back in the afternoon flight because I have a family to look after, okay? And they have to look after me. So I don't know about long distance relationships. But yeah.
No, I was asking about do you think the separate rooms, separate wardrobes, separate
no.
getting ready zones should be separate?
I live in Mumbai, okay? We live in a half
Okay,
BHK.
yes.
Okay. So
We
we
get
don't
that.
know what these things are like. All right?
Let's take a question from here. Okay, you already have the mic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hello everyone, my name is Mayank Jha and my question today, all three of you, anyone can answer, कि I'll keep it simple. Dating का जो अब इतना सारा syllabus हो गया है, if I have to start dating today, मुझे पहले वो syllabus cover करना पड़ता है जो Marvel के syllabus से ज़्यादा हो गया है. How do I cover it quickly, simply? Because what happens is when I go to cover all that syllabus, दिमाग इतना खराब हो जाता है, I'm like ठीक है, arranged ही कर लेंगे.
Wow. Syllabus. That's like a 21 questions for dating. Is that? That's crazy. Syllabus. Yeah.
No, but he's right. I mean, all these terms, right? कोई अगर बोल भी दे, I'm ghosting you, I'll be like, ये मुझे डराना क्यों चाहती है? You don't
Yeah.
know what the other person
There's
means.
another one I heard which was fake up. Fake up is. Do you guys know what a fake up is?
Fake up?
A fake up is a fake up is that let's say we're dating. I'll break up with you, but I know it's fake. You don't know it's fake, but I just want to know how much it affects you. So I'm faking up actually.
So you're just
So
being
my
an
friends-
asshole.
yeah.
This is a fancier term for being
So my
a
friends are
douchebag.
calling me and saying, "Hey, I heard about your breakup." I'm like, "नहीं, fake up है, पर उसको बोलना मत." It's kind of like that.
It's a test. It's such
a
ka
test.
samna,
It's
basically.
such ka samna.
See, I think we need to have an NCERT for dating. So this is my political solution.
One
to this
tiny
problem.
chapter.
We need no, because otherwise in the syllabus are Andrew Tate and others like him. So I'm very happy to have an NCERT and sort of regulate that syllabus instead of the syllabus going and including all sorts of nonsense.
What kind of syllabus did you learn from your?
Not exactly a syllabus when we go and we cover, like you said, all these terms, benching, situationship.
benching?
Yeah, all these terms that you're just waiting for someone.
Benching is like keeping somebody on standby, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So you
okay,
keep
okay.
standby, then situationship.
Is that what my gym trainer means when he tells me come for benching? Is that? That's crazy.
No, okay, what's your take? What do you do? I mean,
What do I do? I say
He's a
sorry to
married
my
man,
wife.
dude.
That's what I do, bro. What is the what would you're saying? Okay, let's say I have to now go out and start dating, and there are these intimidating words. But I think just take it one day at a time, bro.
Yeah, and learn maybe from your partner if they're using some word. I'm like, oh, but what does it really mean? What is a fake up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know the best thing is that nowadays, like with like there's so much information, people don't know they're doing a fake up. So now in fights, people are throwing psychology terms at each other. No, you're actually gaslighting me from your father's side. Or
But this is also why I'm a boomer, because dating now seems like a game. Like Mario Kart nahi hai yaar. Like, what are
Yeah.
you doing? Like, this strategy, that strategy. It's like Counter-Strike. No, if you have, like, feelings for someone, go up to them. If there's chemistry, then the relationship will flow. I mean, trying to introduce a fake up
Yeah.
to sort of generate intimacy seems very sort of not sustainable to me.
One quick question from here, and then I'm sure you guys
sounds pretty
are
sustainable. Sorry, please. Tell me.
I'm sure you guys are aware of what Ronak does, right? He takes up like these relationship questions and he answers on his show.
As a part of the show, it's not my life, okay? So please don't.
So we'll do that after a question from her. Please go
Hello
ahead.
everyone, I am Kanika Sridhar. So I've never dated, I've never been in relationships. So one piece of advice any one of you would like to give me for whenever I start my dating life.
Okay. Do you want to, or do you not want
It's complicated.
Not date.
As the situation
As
comes,
it arrives.
it's
We're gonna take it.
complicated, like I said.
to? Okay. Oh, wait. How can it be complicated when there's no one?
Single life is also complicated,
Okay.
isn't it?
Okay. Yeah. You can't make an omelette without an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the advice giver. I'm not answering this question.
Okay, listen. I don't know if you guys have watched my show. The show works because I give the worst possible advice. But since this is a real person and not someone I'm reading on a letter, as I've seen you in person, I can't just give you the worst advice to go and ruin your life. If I were to say, even though it's intimidating, there's your heart and be who you are, because that's who you are. And if the other person is being a power dynamic, because playing Mario Kart, then say, hey man, karna hai to sahi kar, nahi to fir cut le. And I think just being confrontational about this, just bloody confront people, and
And you'll know when you know.
yeah, you'll know when you know. Yeah.
That's a good advice. Now, okay. Now,
Hey, he should give advice too. He has the real advice. I don't know what I'm saying.
please go ahead. I thought we were going with
I
what
said you'll know when you know.
Okay, he knows.
Oh.
This is
Okay.
short and sweet.
Short and
advice.
sweet.
Short and sweet.
Love it. Now, since you had a real person and you couldn't be brutal about your reply, we have a textual question here. Okay. Hi, I'm 23F.
I hate you.
I'm 23F. I need serious help. So I've been dating this guy for 6 months, and everything was great until I realized I'm actually in a throuple. You know what a throuple is? You guys know what a throuple is? Oh, it's when
It's a
you're
couple with a third person.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a third person as well. So
That's right.
this woman says with his ex. No, they're not together, but she's everywhere. And you can also weigh in here. He still has a Netflix profile with her name on it, and worse, she's still using it. He wears a hoodie she gifted him, and when I asked why, he said it's comfortable and she had good taste. The final nail in my heartbreak coffin, his Wi-Fi password is still her birthday. I asked him if he still has feelings for her, and he said, no, we're just close friends, and she's like family now. I didn't know I was signing up for a joint family package. I need your help. Am I overreacting, or is this a relationship haunted by the ghost of girlfriend past? How do I make sure I am the main character in my own love story? And most importantly, how do I change that Wi-Fi password without looking that crazy? What would you say? Do you want to go first? Okay, Ronak, what do you think?
I just think it's great. I think you're getting a free hoodie out of this guy.
And a
You're
Netflix
free
subscription, guys.
Netflix.
I mean, that's a Netflix and chill. Probably she
Free
didn't
Netflix,
imagine.
Yeah, you can just live your best life and
But what about that Wi-Fi password?
password change करना है ना ठीक है यार.
No, but would you take offense if you were in her situation or position?
Here's what I'm saying. It's that if everybody can guess this. Okay, here's what I say. I say if anybody can guess that the password is the ex's birthday, that means everybody knows that the ex is on this guy's mind, right? But if nobody can guess, that means she's probably not, and it's a great password.
Anish, what do you think?
You know, this is the challenge of being a politician and a young politician at that. You know, earlier we used to talk about roti, kapda, makan. Now we talk about legislating thruples. You know, this is the challenge. Ab tak gay marriage nahi aaya, aap thruple pe bhi pahunch gaye ho, yaar. Like, these are the concerns. Like, how do you regulate
been around for some
Netflix sharing?
Trouple's been around for some time.
No, but regulating it. Now, these are the challenges. The
Have you
law
not watched
now.
Koi Mil Gaya, Jadoo, Ritik, Preeti Zinta?
But I think having a Netflix access to her profile is also good, right? You know what she's watching. What if she's watching a content which promotes her to go back to
Correct.
her ex? Then
Correct,
she
correct.
knows she's in trouble,
Correct,
right?
she's
So,
watching
You know,
BB
right
number
now,
one.
No. Right now, these questions are coming to you.
Right.
Once they can't resolve it there, they come to the politicians and the
Ah.
courts. So
Oh. That's
tomorrow
where
the
the
court
matter
is going to be
gets-
deciding who is going to get the Netflix account. This is going to be
correct.
the family court's next big sort of drama.
Let's wrap this. Is she overreacting, or it's fine?
I think it's.
Somebody said she is. Is it? No, she's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
what do you guys
How
think?
many
You guys-
of you think she's overreacting? Wow. Guys are just scared at this time. No, you
now
can't raise
say.
your hand if you think.
No, now say. This guy had to put his own.
Yeah,
hand
he's
now.
like...
He was like, "Kya kar raha hai, bhai?"
Okay.
No.
Okay, we'll wrap this. So you do think she's overreacting?
I think some people, everybody is born with a circumstance. You should not challenge God. If God has given you this circumstance, accept your life. These are the cards you've been given, and make your disability your strength. And
Every vote matters. I'm not going to judge anybody. वो भी मतदार है.
yeah, you need all three votes, bro.
Just to wrap this conversation here, आखिरी सवाल हमारा कि आपकी जिंदगी का हम करके दिखाते moment क्या है? That's what we wrap the sessions with. What do you think? हम करके दिखाते हैं.
You go first.
That's more of like a politician question though.
Yeah.
राजनीति में उतरकर रास्ते पे उतरते हैं. That is the करके दिखाते हैं moment. I never thought it would be possible growing up as a gay boy in India, and I think that's where I am today. That's a करके दिखाते हैं moment.
That's nice. Since we're talking about comedians and politicians, comedians jokes करके दिखाते हैं और फिर politicians करके दिखाते हैं. That's my time. My name is Ronak Rajani.
Thank you guys. Give it up for Anish and Ronak. Thanks a lot for this insightful session with this. We are wrapping this, and I give it over to my friend Osama. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, everyone.
Thank you, guys.